Alright, so I recently got a game called Cars Radiator Springs Adventures, and I found out that the game is super easy to mod, specifically with sound effects. So, hold up, I'm gonna boot up the game here. I'm gonna go into
Activities.
and then
Speed Trap.
And in this little mini game, you have to try and catch all the tuner gang. So say for an example, you're really bored of hearing,
Okay, Sonny, where's the fire?
Does this mean I'm in trouble?
then you can easily modify the voice lines. And I'll show you how. All you need to do is go into the local files, like find the game's files and sounds, and then VO. And then for the mini game that I played, it was called Speed Trap. That is identified as ST in the names of the characters here, as you can see. So basically, all you want to do is, like, first of all, make sure that you make a backup of these voice lines. So, like, everything that starts with ST, you want to copy this and say here, I already created a folder for it, Speed Trap Backup Lines, and you just want to put all your lines in here. Second of all, you want to create a new folder, name it whatever the hell you want. Speed Trap but better. Okay, yeah, you know what? We're sticking with that. It's funnier. Next up, go back into the browse local files so that you have the two folders open. Of course, you can, like, if you're on Windows 11, you can just open up a new tab. I can't do that because I'm on Windows 10. And for the reference, you want to go back into sounds and VO. Find the speed trap lines. Here it is. See, for an example, I want to modify all of Sheriff's voice lines to be something funny. You want to go into wherever you have your sound effects and find something funny. Say for an example, I want to add the Bungee Zombie Scream. This is an MP3, so I'm going to quickly edit that in DaVinci Resolve to be a .wav, and I'll show you how to do that. It's very easy. Create a new project, name it whatever, edit the Bungee Zombie Scream. As you can hear, it sounds like this. Peak, and then shorten it down to whatever. Go to the little deliver button whenever you're done editing it, and you want to click on audio only, and then click on audio again, and as you see, format WAV. You can leave the rest of the settings as is, and then just rename the file to whatever. Perfect. Then you can save that to the sped trap but better, add to render queue, and then render all. There's probably an easier way to do all of this. I'm doing it the more complicated way because I don't know the easier way. But now that we got that done, now we can go into our speed trap but better, has the funny scream.wav. And now what we want to do, since we have this here, you want to copy and paste this until you have the same amount of voice lines that the one character you want to replace the audio with has. For an example, Sheriff has 8 voice lines, so I'm going to copy and paste this 8 times, and then you just want to rename them all to Sheriff 1, Sheriff 2, Sheriff 3, and just continue on. So, rename ST Sheriff 1. Boom. Now we got all those lines in. Now what I want to do for the funnies is I'm going to modify the voice, or replace the voice that Snot Rod has. Snot Rod here only has 4 lines, so let's find another sound effect in here that we can use for Snot Rod. Now I do think that this sound effect would be amazing, and I do believe that I actually created this as a WAV file, so let me find that in here. So I found it here. You want to copy and then paste it into here. And then you want to go about the same process you did with the sheriff line, but only do it 4 times, depending on how many lines that the character has. And then just rename them. Perfect. We have the 8 sheriff lines, and we have the 4 Snot Rod lines. And now what we want to do is copy these. All of these voice lines, you want to copy them. Again, you want to make sure that you have all the lines backed up in a separate folder, like all the original lines. With the modified voice lines that you have now, you want to just paste them in and replace files in the destination. And boom. Now we have all this. Let's boot up the game again, and we'll see what happens.
Nice, man. Crazy.
What?
Hot rod
I just realized he drove through the sign. So now, whenever we catch Snot Rod, this is truly amazing. Now you do know how to mod the game to have different sound effects for different characters. Anyways, see ya.